Hello Pinheads, Compy here from Pinside, here presenting you today with a mod for WPC pinball machines. This is actually called the SmartRGB Flasher Controller, and as the name implies, it's actually a drop-in plug-and-play solution that allows you to have custom RGB flasher light shows in your WPC pinball machines. Right now we support everything from the early WPC days all the way up through Cactus Canyon and are going to be adding support for other games or other platforms like Pinball 2000, Stern White Star, Sam, Spike, the Multimorphic line of games, which will get you access to games like Total Nuclear Annihilation, Houdini, Big Lebowski, several others, as well as Jersey Jack games. So definitely going to be adding more enhancements to this board. But yeah, this board combined with the software that I'll show you in the next in the next segment allows you to easily point and click and design a custom light show for your WPC pinball machines. And the flashers, of course, are RGB, so you can really do any color with them. But you can also trigger those flashers on anything that is pretty much on a flasher port or even on some motor ports on WPC games. So one question I have gotten about this mod is what about the 5 volts being low on WPC games? And this board actually contains a 5-volt regulator on board, so you kind of get the car mod, the 5-volt mod, that will prevent this game from resetting. So what we actually do is we take 12 volts in and convert it to 5, so you don't really have to worry about any of that. And with each board basically comes all the wire harnesses you need in order to effectively connect to your WPC game. But all the wire harnesses are also passed through, so you don't lose any functionality by adding this mod. Again, you get the 5-volt regulator on board, so you don't have to worry about reset problems or anything like that. And we also include 2 flashers with every single kit. So this is sort of kind of what comes with it. But one thing that I'd definitely like to show you is the software. So using this custom piece of software that we've designed, when you load it up and connect your board through USB, you'll actually connect the board to your computer, and the software will pick it up automatically. And what you need to do first is select your game, and we'll have every single WPC game in this list, as well as the Stern boards, etc., as we add support to the software and to the hardware. But you select your game here. So the one we'll be testing on today is Attack from Mars. And basically what you see here on the left are all of your triggers. So this is basically anytime something turns on or flashes in the game, you can do something using one of the 6 flasher outputs. We support up to 6. Even though the kits ship with 2 flashers, for a pretty low cost, you can add on up to 6 flashers per board. But basically, for every single WPC game that we support, we effectively have all of the outputs listed. So this is very simple to do. We actually say when the motor bank turns on, show effect number 1, and this actually corresponds to a preset here in this list, on flasher port 1 through 6. And effectively, we organize everything into presets. So right now, preset number 1 is just displaying a simple pulsing fading color on to off effect here, 2-color fade. And you can actually change the colors. So we could actually go from fuchsia all the way down to black. We could even go from fuchsia to white. You can definitely have some interesting effects here. For AFM, we'll probably stick with green to black. And you can actually control the duration, so you can actually have a fairly fast fade. Or you can kind of slow it down over 300 milliseconds or 3,000 milliseconds, about 3 seconds. Or you can actually change the effect entirely. So on these, we've actually got 2-color chase. So this is very easy to kind of do a siren effect or a beacon effect. Something like AFM, maybe we'd want some green and maybe some white, or even green and black. So sort of a spinning flasher effect here. You can also do a color pulse. And color pulse is basically just going to pulsate on and off any color you're choosing. You could do a random rainbow type deal, just a bunch of random sequences of colors, maybe sort of for an Austin Powers or something. You can do a random color single flash. We also have something here that is an homage to Total Nuclear Annihilation, specifically the bonus effect where you have a fade out with a little firework or sparkle show here at the end. And of course, going to be adding on many, many more effects here, but this is definitely the starter package here. For AFM, though, we'll leave it on the 2-color fade. And then what we can do is we save that to the preset bank. And over here again on the left, what we're actually saying is any time that the motor bank turns on, so all these effects here, anytime the motor bank turns on, play preset number 1 on flash reports 1 through 5. So when that motor bank runs, we're going to get an effect very similar to this.
The Brandenburger Tor is in danger.
And you can actually stack effects by saying, okay, motor bank takes precedence, so it's actually up here first. But we can also say, when the right ramp high flasher actually turns on, you can say, all right, show effect preset 1 or preset 2, whatever you've saved your effects to on flash report, number 1, and you could actually have a very traditional flasher effect as well. So you don't necessarily lose the capability of those flashers, of your traditional flashers, but you can actually have custom light shows that are triggered by other events in the game. So anyway, feel free to post in the thread or on this video if you have any questions about it. Definitely be finishing this up within the next couple of weeks. Definitely gonna, what you see here is actually the software and the hardware in action. It is definitely functional. Going to be adding more support for, again, those Stern and those other manufacturers' games that I spoke of at the beginning of the video. But yeah, this is effectively how it all works, and expect more detailed demonstrations of it as we go along. But anyway, yeah, feel free to post any questions you like. Thank you very much.